Tony Kanaan gets another sponsor for his final ride, and it's one of the sponsors that had brought him through the early parts of his career. Carlin Racing will not be running the 31 car this weekend as they could not find a driver to run the car, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway will be running the IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader without fans due to COVID-19 restrictions. So obviously the first thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that the Carlin Racing is not going to be running a 31 car this weekend for the return at Texas. And Carlin put out a statement on this saying that due to the economic impact of the current COVID-19 pandemic in Europe, the planned number 31 Carlin entry will not be entered this weekend's NTT IndyCar Series opener at Texas Motor Speedway. We will continue to work with our partners in Europe and aim to have 2 entries in the remainder of the 2020 season. Connor Daly will represent Carlin this weekend in the Genesis 300 as originally planned in the number 59 Carlin Chevrolet. Now, from the sounds of this, it sounds like they were having problems with getting, Europe kind of opening back up enough that they could do stuff to get a car ready, which makes sense because they're really, them and Juncos are really the only international, teams. There's a lot of international drivers, but they're all really American teams, pretty much, other than Carlin and Juncos. And with travel restrictions and stuff, and the fact they just weren't able to get into the race shop to get stuff done, they can't go talk to people about if they have an open seat. They can't really fill it. It's hard to do that, and just in general, it's a really weird situation to be in another country from the series that you're running. Especially, it's not just like a team in Canada or something. It's full on across the ocean. I don't know. But anyways, that's the situation with Carlin right now. More big news out of the IndyCar stable is for the first time since 2010, Tony Kanaan will have primary sponsorship from 7-Eleven starting this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. Now, I think this is only going to be a couple race thing. Most of the races are going to be primarily sponsored by Big Machine Vodka, but good for Tony to have another sponsor for his last year. Hopefully they can put that money to good use and get him some chances at a win. Maybe he'll have a chance of winning the 500 this year. I don't know. Foyt picks the guys that are good at the ovals, and dang, Tony Kanaan is good at ovals. Think back to 2018, even in a Foyt car, he almost won. So that'll be fun to see. I think Tony Kanaan will be a one to watch for the Indy 500, and especially with this paint scheme. They're using the same paint scheme as they had before. He's had sponsorship from 7-Eleven since restarting in 2017, and he's finally actually got primary sponsorship from 7-Eleven, so that's cool. But the big news for today's episode has nothing to do with Tony Kanaan and 7-Eleven sponsorship. It's actually that the Indy Motor Speedway will not have fans in attendance for the IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader at Indianapolis on July 4th weekend. A lot of the Indiana regulations would have made this completely fine, but the Indianapolis rules are a lot more strict and they last a lot longer because their area is a lot more crowded and has a lot more people and a much higher rate of people getting COVID. And it's a lot harder to, if this was just out somewhere random, if the track was just out in rural Indiana, this would have been completely fine and we would have had fans here. But the problem is that this is in a big urban area with a lot of people in it, and the rules are a lot more strict and they last a lot longer. I know I've already said that, but I've got to reemphasize it. This was it wasn't really going to be able to happen, and it was kind of becoming more and more clear of that. Of just in terms of rules, in our area, that was becoming a little more obvious as we went along. Just, it's just, there's more and more, rules being put in place for bigger cities because they have not been getting much better in terms of their numbers, while more rural areas have really low numbers that have been dropping for that stuff, and it's just, it stinks. Obviously, I wish that we could have racing and be able to see it, but definitely we will be able to actually see some racing in August at the Indy 500. And anyways, that has been Half Elite Racing news. Obviously, Carlin not being able to run the 31 car this weekend. Kanan getting some 7-Eleven sponsorships, so some more sponsorship money for a car that was kind of underfunded before that. And, of course, the Indy Motor Speedway is not going to have fans for their IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader at Indianapolis on July 4th weekend. Anyways, that has been all that I'm going to talk about today. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Half Elite signing off. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. Make sure to check out the video on the top right corner to see what YouTube thinks you'd like to watch. Make sure to check out the video on the top left corner to see, I'll have a video up there. And then bottom left corner is the entire Half Elite Racing news playlist. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.